Boom. All right, let's go, baby. We are alive. Give me 1 second. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it pushing. All right, let's see if we can get some more of these down here. So I'm in the SPX right now. I'm looking for some puts on the downside. I really feel like this could be one of those big collapse days. You know, this 408 was one of my targets. The 410 slash 409 is another resistance line. I know we're in an uptrend. I know the 1 hour looks really strong. I'm just trying to find one of those tops, you know. So I feel like even though earnings are really great and Microsoft is blowing up, I don't know if anybody caught that, but what a banger today. Microsoft was caught this morning. This was a huge play. Was playing for that $300 break, and boom, it took it easy. Here was the resistance line, went right through it. So great play there. Netflix also great put side, and then Nvidia also great put side. I don't know if anybody caught any of those, but Netflix right off the bounce. Um, this was a huge sell off earlier in the day, and now I'm looking for some SPX puts. I know everything looks pretty bullish. I got a small stop loss right here. I'm just dabbling. It's only one contract. It looks like it's just going to stop me out 30 bucks, 40 bucks, but that's fine. I'm just looking for the next real good trade out here. I'm not seeing too much out here. Looks like it tried to break down, but it's not gonna. So we'll lose me about $35, $40 here on this trade. But I was just dabbling to see if it was gonna catch that downside. So far, not yet. So I'm looking for a better opportunity for us here. I'm not seeing too much, honestly. Tesla, I do like the downside on this, but I hate how strong the market is. This looks like there's not too much going on here. There is this uptrend from pre-market that it started, so still following trend there. So I think we might have to give it a little bit more time in order to break down. So things are pretty exhausted after the morning run ups on everything. The video, I'm sure, is starting to reverse. Yet there it is. This little TTM scalper indicator has been something that I just added. I really like this because it kind of goes in with the volume and the reversal candle that I like to play. So I like this just for some more confirmation. So um, as of right now, I'm just in one SPX trade. It's to the downside. I know everything looks kind of bullish right now. If it continues, it could probably hit this 4100. But I am looking for the downside right now, and I have a very small stop loss. Just one contract right now, trying to dabble in, see what happens here. If it stops me out, it stops me out. But I am seeing a nice little uptrend situation from pre-market. So that's what it's following. This is the upside. I'm waiting for something to print to the downside, but uh, it doesn't look like the top is done just yet, just because the Bollinger Band is still expanded up there. This is my support line or my resistance line here. So if it continues above it, it will stop me, but it's only 40 bucks. So it's not going to be a big deal. Would love to see some downside here. But Rico, I've been moving all week. It's been tough. I'm moving into a new spot. So I just got shit everywhere. Life has been pretty chaotic, but still finding some time to trade today. I should be done by today, hopefully. I just got a nice little upgraded spot, got a bigger place, needed a home office, all that type of stuff. So I've been moving a lot. Didn't really have much going on this week, honestly, in the trade side. I think I had a red day yesterday, pretty small, a couple $100, but I haven't seen too much opportunity. But Microsoft was a banger this morning. I switched over to accounts so I could live stream. Still haven't got that Ethernet cable figured out so I can trade my real big account. But here we are. We're trading this account. And I like this downside. I think I honestly might just hold this contract all day if it doesn't hit my $40 stop loss. Because this thing could easily be worth $1,000 if it goes the low of the day. The reason I'm looking at that, and I know nobody else is thinking this, and it's probably not going to happen, but just a Hail Mary play. I've seen this happen many times where we kind of prop up, we hit the most recent resistance point, could go up to 409, 410. If it goes to 410, it looks a little bit more bullish to me. But if we reject this level and start heading all the way down and bearish engulf this down to this 403, I could even see a 402.50 test. Don't count it out. Do not count it out. Could be one of those big ass sell-off days. Remember, May is around the corner. There's a sell in May, go away saying. And this is starting to look a little bit weaker. So if this gets below 408 here, I would not be surprised to see this go down. I know I'm only in one contract. It's not high. There's not enough volume in for me to scalp a ton of contracts right now because any bounce will chop me out on the SPX. So I'm just kind of holding this. And if this continues to break down and starts to hit that low of the day mark, it's kind of showing some signs of a reversal here. We got that scalper top here printed. Kind of liking it, you know? So would love to just maybe hold this all day. It's only up. It's up nicely. It's up already $60 a contract. There's a big sell-off. Been looking for that reject all day. There's that reject. I'm thinking potentially if we can get below this uptrend line, I could take this profit, but it's only $60. I'm not really pressed about that. But if this starts getting down, the only reason that I have one contract right now, I will sell. I will buy some more puts if it starts getting below this trend line. If it breaks below this trend line, then retest it. I'll buy some more. But I am going to hold one all day, I think, unless it stops me out. This $35 that I have here. Because I think that I may have caught the top. I really want to just dabble in one. I've seen SPX contracts on big reversal days like this go to like 200 to 3,000 by the end of the day. So I don't know if this is going to be one of those days, but when I look at the daily chart, it kind of is set up that way, especially with how much weakness we've had. And I feel like with this market selling off, I don't know if dip buyers are coming in here yet. To me, it doesn't feel like that's going to happen. And I'm starting to see a little bit of a printed top on the 30-minute too. So we'll wait and see. It could bounce. It could stop me out $35. I could have taken 50, but that's not going to change anything for me. So I'm looking for a big play here. If it doesn't work out, then it doesn't work out. You could have taken profits, but it's only one. If I had 10 contracts there, I probably would have sold 9. Secured the $500 and just walked away. But with that bounce at that trend line, we might still be bullish. That could just be a nice little dip buy for everybody, especially with Microsoft being so bullish, especially with Meta being so bullish. Tesla's kind of fading off again. Kind of liking this too. Tesla all the way back down. If I had another setup similar to that, I would say it would be Tesla kind of hitting up this mark and then coming back down to this 148. There's a gap fill. If you can't tell, here's that gap. There's a massive gap in this area, so I'm looking for this tap of this line, which it did, that 156, and I feel like with that rejection, we could start heading down towards that 148 level. So don't count that out either, especially if the market starts pulling back. Tesla could be a big drop down too. Below low of the day would be a massive drop. I think that is very possible, so I'm not counting it out, but I am, as of right now, the SPX because it is a big payer if it actually ends up breaking down. So we're getting some more volume over here in these contracts. You can start to see people are starting to come into them, meaning that there's more action, more open interest, meaning that there will be more volatility and premium spikes. So I got there before the premium spike happened. Could have stopped me out an easy $30, but I'm looking for the rejection. Yes, this is 0 DTE. If you're looking for much easier plays, SPY a couple days out. SPY Monday expiration, SPY tomorrow expiration if you don't want to chop into the theta. For me personally, I feel like we might be gearing up for a $4, $5, $6 drop today. That's just my opinion. I don't know if that's going to happen, but it would have to happen here pretty soon. We'd have to see a nice little spike down to this VWAP level and then some continued sell-off. So we may have spiked. We may bounce off this uptrend. Could take your profits if you're in, if you're following. It could be up. You're up nice, you're up $70. This is my smaller account trade. I've traded a couple times in it, tried to play along with it on 2 screens, but it's always tough to do that when you're playing both. But this account is very flat right now. I think I lost on Tesla, gained some on Microsoft, so I'm up $60 on this smaller account right now. But I think that I could just hold these literally all day long with this breakdown to come. So I told you I'm going to add for sure. I'm going to add on these. If this can break down and this close below this uptrend, I'm going to buy some more puts on this trend line test. So this could bounce right here, and then at that point, I'm just going to let this contract rock. I'm either going to lose 35 or whatever. I'm just going to leave it there. I don't want it to bounce up and then hit my stop if I keep following it up and then it break all the way down. So I really do feel like I have caught a top today. And if this goes in the money, which is very possible, I have the 40.75 puts, and it's at 40.89. If we drop $40, we could see 40.49, 40.50. These contracts would be worth like $2,000 a piece. So I'm in these. It's only a $300 risk. I think that I can make a lot of money off of just one contract here. I'm up $100 a contract. I could take that, but like I said, I'm kind of trying to see this through. It's a 30% trade on this smaller account. I am still lagging. I'm going to get an Ethernet cable so I can trade with more size. But just so you guys can catch some money on this, I want to see this candlestick close in the next, oh shit, we got a lot of time. Got a lot of time. So I want to see this close. I want to see this break down, and then I want to see a retest of this uptrend, and then I'll probably buy some puts right here with a small stop loss to see if we can come back down, because we don't ever just die. So um, just want people to be aware of that. I feel like these contracts could eat today. I'm going to hold on to one. It's a great trade. I bet you these could go pretty wild if I just hold them all day long. I don't think that they'll stop me out, but if they do, it'll only be $30. I could probably take the profit, get back in, but it's 28% trade. It's small contract, small day, small account. I think it's only like 17 grand in this account, but don't want to spend too much. If anybody saw that Milwaukee Bucks game last night, Jimmy Butler is unbelievable. Literally unreal. We have 2 minutes and 30 seconds for this to close. So just because this broke down doesn't mean it broke the uptrend. You have to make sure that it closes below it. So just give it some time. Give her some time. Rico. Jimmy B is a monster. Monster. But he's taking on the Knicks. Taking on the New York Knicks next series. I don't know if he's got it in him against them. They have a great team this year. The Knicks can shoot, too. The Bucks really can't. All right, can we do this? Can we just get this little sell-off? I could probably add some more down here if I think that this is going to continue to break down. This is a pretty nice sell-off. You know, I don't know if this is going to form a nice base or not. It looks like we have some downside to come. We didn't yet test this 4,100 down here on the bottom right. I really do want to add probably like 5 contracts, maybe even like 3 of them. If these go to 2,000 a piece, you know, I could make a shit ton of money off that. It'd be like 10 grand on the day. That'd be nice. Option man, yes. Yes. I don't know what that means, but also yes. I really want to see this break down, right? So there's a couple things that I watch on these levels. Add. Okay. Give me a second. SPX is really tough to trade, especially on smaller volume days. It's only at 21 million, and it's 11 already. So got to be careful. I kind of wanted to buy 10 contracts around my ad at 275-ish, 285-ish, but I didn't end up going in because it is later in the day, and I noticed that the SPX, after a certain amount of time, it's really good to trade the SPX around 230 because, you know, you can get close to the money. Any contract you're right, you're in, you're out. They can move like hundreds of dollars at a time. But to me, for some reason, this day feels like it's going to set up to be a low of the day break down to that 403, down to that 402, maybe 400. I think that this is, I've seen this a million times, and I've never caught one before, but I feel like today is it. And I know I only have one, but I'm not trying to be too greedy, and I'm not trying to be biased. But holy shit, this could be in a really, really great trade if I'm patient. So I'm waiting for this little spike up. Now that this candlestick is over, I want to see like 407.85, and then I'll probably end up buying another. It's not getting back down, but the VWAP is holding up nicely. I want to see a nice little run up, probably to this little area right here. I'll do like in the middle of, yeah, I'll do like 407.88 area is where I will add on to SPX. And then I'll have a very small stop loss at like 408. It looks like it's got a weakness in here. I don't want to add too high. Anybody that trades SPX knows that entries are everything. So you don't want to add at 370, put your average at 330, watch it bounce, then you lose like $400. It's just not how it goes. But I am looking for this little area right here. I'll do a put contract at this purple line, pink line. Most of the time on these downtrends, you always see a retest. The VWAP is kind of strong right now, so I'm a little bit worried about that. I am only at a 1, so it's not a big deal. But on my ad, I want to make sure that I don't buy a bounce. It's always the worst. So you can see the uptrend here. You can see that the TTM scalper right here is showing me that the top was kind of printed short term here. You see this all over the place. It's kind of pretty accurate too. It doesn't really tell you exactly real time, but you got to make sure. What's your thought on Meta? Put 2 months out to fill the gap from yesterday. Puts, I would be careful. They just crushed it. Literally crushed the earnings report. I know technicals could be a great gap fill, but they crushed it. Most people were not expecting that whatsoever. I don't think this is going to be a gap fill. 223 is pretty nuts. I feel like this is going to probably chop around today, and we're going to see a similar move on Meta if it closes below, like we did on Microsoft today. So big gap up, chop, explosion. So be careful on doing that. This was such a good play today. Massive. Made a couple grand in the big account. Not like a lot, obviously, compared to percentage wise, but this was an easy like 30-40% trade, 50% trade if you were in at any point, really. All right, let's see what we got on the SPX here. A little bit of a run up. I may have just missed that on accident. I may have just missed that test. This is where I would have gotten in. 407.86. I'll wait for it to get back there. It was at 330. That would have been a decent average up. I think we're going to break the VWAP too, man. I think that this is going to be one of those really bloody days unless it reverses right here. So this is going to be either a consolidation for a run up to high of the day, but if it breaks below this right now, this could get really bloody. And I've seen this set up a million times. When earnings are good, they pop up the market, and everything just looks good to me. Sell in May, go away, right? That's a saying. Everybody starts to sell off their assets around this time. You get a nice little prop up to get your gains. Investors sell, and we take it down. And I've also seen a big, massive rundown like this a couple times now. They try to reverse it, and then there's a bearish engulfing pattern all the way down. The only thing that really kind of bothers me about this is this was a low of the day close, which may have signified a bottom if we're bouncing. If it was more of a doji right here, I would love this downside, but still not counted out. Still feel like things are setting up. It's 427. It's Thursday. May 1st is on Monday, so could go against me if you want, but this is looking like a head and shoulders to me, kind of setting up right now. You guys can take whatever you want. I think I'm going to be really patient on these. I think I'm going to end up making over $1,000 on this contract if it doesn't break out. And that's just one. You know, if I can get 3, 4, 5 of these, I don't think I'm going to hold SPX 5 of them. I think that's just like that's sinister. But option man, you got to relax, man. There's levels to the game. 40, I would say that around that purple line, I would dabble into getting more. But I'm a risk management type of trader. I don't like to add in and hope and pray. I've got to see the real levels, the real movements, and I know when everything is about to break down. So I feel like next candlestick in the next 30 seconds, 25 seconds is going to be that indicator of whether we go up or we go down the rest of the day. You're all good. You are all good. This VWAP break will be pretty big, though. I can say that right now. Probably push down to like 407, 406. These contracts will be worth probably about 500 a piece, if not more, if we break down to that point. I don't like that this closed red at all. I could get one more, but that would average me up to about 320, which we don't want to do. The 15-minute chart is also this similar situation, which I'm trying to pay attention to. You get a big red sell-off, you get a green little consolidation, and then another big red sell-off. So we'll see what happens here. Now this VWAP, this uptrend test will be around this 407.93. Could come in for buyers, though, so it's just in a weird phase. Just give it a little bit. I'm in a good average, obviously, at that 295. I'm looking at puts, yeah. SPX, though. I will say, I'm in 0DTE, yep. But it is safer to do SPY elsewhere. I don't like that this TTM scalper just came in and showed me that printed a bottom at that VWAP level. Is very possible. I'm in at a 295. I only have one. I think I'm going to hold that all day, but I do want to add on this test. I will sell. I will buy at this test, but I will sell this break of 408. No problem. I hate how slow and how little volume there is right now. It could be a really good trade, though. I won't lie. 370. Man, I haven't seen SPX kind of chop like this in a while. This is pretty cool to see these contracts not as ridiculously moving all the time. SPX 5-minute looks weak, looks very weak. This uptrend retest. You just got to be careful of this uptrend retest. It is consolidating on this VWAP. Unless it breaks below, it is still technically forming a base. And they took away that uptrend little TTM scalper squeeze. So sellers definitely came in. I'm just not seeing a lot of volume on the SPY, 40, 35. And until you start to see like 100 lots, 100, 100, 100, 100, that is where you start to see the movement. So when you see these 14s, 2s, 10s, garbage. 1, 1, 4, trash. No point in buying something so volatile like the SPX because any move up in theta decay will crush you. I have a good average right now at 295. I'm going to add if I can get a little bit more movement, but there's no point. I am going to try to hold the SPX, as I said many times, for a while. 40.75 SPX puts is what I'm in. So if we can break towards that low of the day mark, it's literally right at 40.75. So at this level, I'll be in the money, and I will be very green. So, just trying to play it smart. Only in one right now. Might get 5, might get 10. Maybe, nah, we won't get 20, but we'll probably stay with around that 10 range max. That could be a couple grand in the bank if we can start getting some weakness and some volume. Sorry, I'm getting a ton of emails right now. Here we go, a little volume break. Probably should have added in more, but. And there she goes. 1 DTT are holding beautifully. Barely any decay. Yeah, I like that too. I like to play the 0 DTEs though. Just because I'm holding this one, it's kind of like a lotto play for me right now. Just really, really feel like this is going to sell off. And so far, so good. It's starting to form like a nice little head and shoulders pattern over here as well. Up $105 a contract just on one. Just on one. I mean, this is the smaller account. I switched over to the smaller account so I could stream it live for you. I'm up 38% on the trade, $100 on the day. I really feel like these contracts could go over 1,000 a piece if I just want to hold it. But I could also just take the profit and stop being a little pansy. But low of the day test, I'm at least going for this 407 test. That's my goal. I don't have lotto monies. You do though, because if you can set a stop loss like I do, $35 right here. I mean, I could even move this up to 280, 285. Now, I only have $10 at risk. It's a lotto. It's a lotto for me. A lotto for me is not selling the profit. And now it's back above VWAP. I don't like that. They could try to push this bad boy. It's really, really, really low volume. Oh, wait, we're starting to get some action here. 2,000, 1,000, 100, 200. Okay, I like this a little bit. It might go to the upside, but I'm starting to like this a little bit more. Starting to feel a little bit weaker here. If we can get below this VWAP one more time, I guarantee we could probably swipe down to this 407. I have this green line as a take profit zone. My bottoms are always green. The tops are always red because if I'm in calls, I'm going to sell at these. But if I'm not in anything, I usually like to play the bounce for calls. So I have like a little reverse upside down situation going on here. I think I might end up just taking this profit off this. It's not moving anywhere. I have a weird feeling it's trying to form a base. I don't think it's going to let me out 380, but I might as well take the $100 profit and try to push this up even more with you guys. Took the 370. I know it's weak. I know I just went against my entire plan, but the fact that it's chopping, I feel like there's a lot of theta decay to come. I'll be upset if I just lost. Oh, shit. All right, I'm up 75 on the day on this little small account. I'm going to try to put some size behind this, make one good quality trade, 5, 10 contracts with some patience, and then I feel like we can make a bag off of that. So just being patient. I don't want to play the chop in the S&P 500. I would like to play Tesla puts, but damn, they are cooking. I really like Tesla to the downside. But if that breaks high of the day, that's pretty brutal. Microsoft, same thing. I'm really, really lagging. This is why I don't like to play a lot of contracts when I live stream. I will fix that issue. I just gotta finish my move at first, and then I'll do that. It's just broke below 407.50. Shit. I'm going against myself, but I have a really good feeling these are gonna just completely break down today. Look at this gap fill too. Down to 40.60 would be the gap fill. That's a $26 move in the S&P. I doubt that it does that, but this thing does look really, really weak. I probably should have held on to this a little bit longer, huh? That's a $70 I missed out on just one contract. But I hope you guys can understand that on the downtrend break, it's really stupid to buy down here on that premium spike because it was about $400, $410 a piece. You would only be up $30 now on this breakdown, and now that it's going slower, it's gonna decay you. So the best way to get in, if you're playing the put side, is to take the retest of the uptrend. Same thing for a downtrend. If it breaks above the downtrend, wait for it to come back down and retest for the bounce because the premiums have already spiked. People were playing that breakout. So the more volume, the more premium spike. And as soon as they go away, the decay and the contracts just completely shred. So just keep that in mind. ES futures, no theta. Yep. You have to have a margin account, which was probably over 25K for futures to trade futures. So that's why a lot of people stay away from that unless you have a larger account. And I know that 25K is pretty rough for some people, so want to stay away. Also wanted to stay away from this as well because now you can see that the theta is starting to get to it. So I'm being cautious on what I trade. I feel like Microsoft still has some juice in it, but not a lot. Ugh. Moving is going to be brutal today. Meta, dead money. Don't even try it. I would wait for tomorrow. I feel like the day after earnings is always the best, as you can see from Microsoft today. Tesla, I feel like, is probably one of the best movers so far. Amazon's bag. I can't believe that Meta is up $30 a contract. If you swung Meta, I want to shake your hand. Option man, what are you saying no to? No to the bounce, no to the futures, no to the... I feel like a lot of people don't talk about these crypto mining stocks anymore, Riot and Mara, but I mean, you could have been up a fuck ton of money off these things. $3 a share. For a second, it looked like they were going to get delisted, but this thing ran up to 14 bucks. Now at 11. Imagine just 3K into this. You could have made literally $11,000 off of 3,000. Don't downplay shares. Don't downplay shares. 175% on Riot. Let's go, baby. Let's go. I think that you should just hold on to that forever, man. You should really just don't sell that 411 average ever. I think that once the crypto market, I want to talk about crypto just for 1 second. I know that nobody likes crypto anymore, but if you don't like it and you're staying away from it, you are an idiot. And I mean that wholeheartedly. Look at this. This is sold calls in the strength. I got assigned it on a few. Easy. Easy money. You could also sell puts and keep buying, and just collect that premium even though it's really small. But cryptocurrency up to 69,000 at one point. Obviously an overvaluation. But follow the trend. Bollinger Band is going to be very volatile. I bought in a lot of Ethereum down at like 1,200, 1,400, and now it's at 1,900. My target sell is going to be probably around this 2,700 because that would be about a $80,000 position for me. So once I can secure my 80K, I'll wait for a pullback, and then I'll throw all 80K at around a 2,000 average, maybe even like a 1,700 average this time. Take the gains and then let it run because in my experience of watching charts, technical analysis, trading, all that type of stuff, I don't really understand the halving cycles of everything and when they kind of get destroyed. But I will say that the technicals, if this can start to squeeze out a little bit, I know the weekly chart looks a little bit bearish here. Probably could see some more downside in the near future. At that point, I'm probably going to buy a bunch more around 1200 ish, 1300 ish, because I think that's the last big sell we're going to see. You can see lower high, a little bit lower low, but then lower high. And then if we can stop ourselves out around 1400, the next run is going to be massive. I mean, you could see how volatile this was back in the day, but the reason that it's so volatile right now is the lack of education in the space. And as soon as people understand how much value cryptocurrency is actually doing, or how much people are contributing to the space, and how much value, like decentralization is going to change everything. It's the internet before the internet was the internet, and I wish I could describe that to people. You just need to do your own research and your own education. I have a podcast on it, and one of my episodes, I brought on a crypto expert. He like travels the world and talks about crypto, trying to educate people on what the actual value is of it and the utility of everything. He blew my mind. It's not going anywhere. There is. I wish I could describe how much I think the cryptocurrency is going to explode in the future. And if you have Bitcoin or Ethereum and you're just holding, you're going to be a very, very rich person in the next 10, 15, 20 years. But my rant is over. Tesla is on a mission all the way up from 153 to 156. That kind of just nullifies my idea that Tesla was going to come back down towards that 148 level. I do want to buy a lot of shares of Tesla. I think that there's a lot more weakness to come, though. These are opened up pretty crazy, so I really do want to get a bunch of shares of Tesla around like 140-ish. I want to fill this gap. This is the gap that I want. I want this 156 down to 147, and then I would start buying a bunch of shares. I'd probably buy like 100 shares, nothing crazy. Just put like 14K into it, watch it run up to 2,000, make 6K, and sell some calls on its way up when it was weak. Probably make up like $8,000 total on the trade. Be a more patient trade, but 8K in the pocket, you can't really argue with that. Tesla trades like a monster too, so I'm gonna stick with that. NVIDIA, SPY. I don't really know how I feel about SPY. It's just chopping. I really do want to play some puts. But this is a nice hammer candle, and it's just sitting on this VWAP level. It's kind of trash. Could take a look at the hourly real quick. Looks pretty beat to me. Below VWAP, I think that this could die. I mean, that's a massive sell-off candle right there. I sold my one contract at 3.7. It'd be stupid to buy it back there. See if I can get a little bit cheaper here. Price action has been horrendous for I don't know how many months, man. It's just been fucking garbage. You really have to really only trade either in the morning or in the afternoon in order to make any money. Small account today, up 75 bucks. That's a dinner somewhere, kind of cheap. It's like a Chuck E. Cheese dinner, actually. That shit is awful. Tesla 157, SPY. It's kind of crazy to me that this is starting to form a head and shoulders to me. I mean, we're just kind of just sitting here. This is that hammer candle I always trade off of. It's a pretty strong pattern. I just posted it on my story on Instagram, a bunch of candlestick patterns when it comes to the hammer candle. I'm not seeing too much opportunity. I see this 15-minute chart. Give me the 30. I can't figure out the direction, and usually that's not a good sign, so. All right, there it is. That hammer candle starting to push it a little bit. Okay, went away. These little dirt bags. It's probably not a good idea to play the SPX, man. Let me look at these SPY contracts real quick for tomorrow expiration. Let's see if that has any value to it. These 406s are 95. If they go in the money, they'll only be up $50 a contract, so 20 of those would be $1,000 for $1,800 risk. Nah. Low of the day, pre-market. Bollinger Bands are getting tight. $409, $406, $407. It could be just a chop day, to be honest. I'm getting some buyers up here. Probably wouldn't even look for any sellers until like 408, to be honest. This is a nice little reversal candle, but I just don't like this price action. Usually I would take this hammer candle, but without any volume, it's just not worth it. It's 11:22. I'm assuming we're not going to see much action until about 3 o'clock. I'm up pretty nicely on my large account, a couple grand. I'm up $75 on this. I feel like I need to start streaming in the morning, but I don't want to take away from until I can fix that Wi-Fi issue. It's going to be tough for me to stream in the mornings. I'm going to go buy an Ethernet cable as soon as I finish my move. But here's that nice little move. These TTM scalper things, I'm kind of liking them. They're new for me. If you haven't seen these little arrows, they kind of tell you when things are reversing here. Nice little squeeze action right here. I like that. I like that a lot. I mean, that's a pretty massive squeeze. I might go with this momentum here on the SPX. Just a quick scalp now that we have some volatility. I'm going to go calls. I'm going to go calls 4090. 4100 actually, my bad. 4100 on the call side here. I think that we have some room to run with this breakout. Holy fuck. Jesus Christ, these things just ran a ton. 408, I'm going to wait for a little bit of a pullback, and then I would go in, but damn, look at that momentum. Jesus Christ. These just come out of nowhere. That's what I mean by stop losses are your best friend. That's why you'll always see me put a stop loss like 30, 40, 20, sometimes $10. And if it starts going my way, I'll always push it up because of things like this. This doesn't even make any sense. So that breakdown is definitely over. This is pretty dope. I'm not going to lie. Even though the price action was pretty bad, this was that hammer candle I always look for at the bottom of a trend. And this guy right here kind of confirmed that. Did the same thing for me up here. I took puts for it. Only had one contract, but you understand the motive here. Just trying new things. 480. Crazy. Volume slowing, no more trades for me till after 2 p.m. Joey, I think that's a great idea. This is just a wild move for me to pass up right now. Is anything following it? Not Microsoft. Tesla did. Jesus Christ. Meta's probably still stuck. It's got to be Apple. Nope. Amazon? I don't know what's going on here. But that's a massive move. Probably should have went with it. We're at high of the day in no time. That is crazy. All right, well, we're squeezing. There's got to be news, guys. This is insane. Dropbox to lay off 500 employees, or about 16% of its workforce. Bullish. It doesn't really make any sense. I don't know what's going on here. I don't see any big news. Earnings today. Well, yeah, but that wouldn't make this happen. What earnings do we have today? Is Amazon today? You know who else had a crazy earnings report? Was Spotify. We have Amazon after the bell, and Snapchat, Cloudflare. So as this goes crazy, I'm going to let it squeeze for a second. I have an ultimate target of 410, and I don't want to buy puts at these two massive. This went to 800 a piece. Jesus Christmas. All right, so good thing I sold that lotto put that I was playing for about $100. A contract. I want to look at some of these earnings plays. So if you want to dive into how you can play earnings, listen up. Amazon on the options chain is expecting 157% on implied volatility percentage. Jesus Christ. Okay, so I would look I would never swing next days ever. I would always swing the following week. 69% on Amazon is still large, and even a $9 move is only going to pay me $300 less theta, less IV crush. So the stock they're implying it to move about 69% of this contract, which is about 40%, 30%. So they're gonna have to, they're expecting like a $9 move after hours in order for this to make money. Next, there is Net, Cloudflare, which is kind of a trash stock. Used to be really great, but been terrible for ever since the big old crash that nobody saw happening. Everybody's like, oh, the market's gonna crash. This shit already fucking crashed. You don't believe me? Look at that. Still don't believe me? Look at that. What about, wait a second. What about this? That's not that bad. SE. This one hurts my, I had almost $1 million position in that until it completely wiped me out. I don't want to talk about that. Square, another one, completely. Anyways, I don't know what I'm doing. Cloudflare, Net. So we're looking at the chart here from 221. That's the weekly. Give me the daily. Have some room down, it looks like, down to this little 37 mark. Shoosh, okay. Cloud stocks, let me go into some research. If you guys want a little hack over here, I'll give you something. You look at the web traffic views. So if you look at the web traffic views, you can see how many people came to your website. Let me make sure I don't have a call at 11:30 so I can continue this. We are golden. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, we're golden. And we are going to look at Cloudflare. Cloudflare.com. I know you can't see my screen right now, but I'm going to show you with some in-house tools they have in our marketing company to show you that Cloudflare's web traffic views have gone from 22 million to 25 million to 26 million over the last 3 months. So that shows you that their web traffic is picking up. Whether that means that they're increasing their ad spend, I could tell you in about a second. It didn't increase their ad spend. It looks like OpenAI is kind of just like filtering into the cloud. So a lot more people are researching this. Could be interesting. 26 million visits. The bounce rate's 43%. Do they have any categories that they're buying on Cloudflare? See if Cloudflare can even like make you. Is there a call to action where you can purchase products on there? You can request demos. Okay. All this shit's the same. $20 a month. Personal websites, blogs, anyone who wants to explore Cloudflare. $0 a month. Professional websites, blogs. Interesting. Okay, so web traffic looks pretty good. Ad spend is pretty consistent. So let's look at Net real quick. Let's see if there has any spike. Oh God, 108%. 60? I just wasted all my time looking at their web traffic from 60 to 50. This $10 move right here, which is not going to happen. That's not going to happen at all. This might be like a $4 move, and a $4 or $5 move even. I'll even say $6 move would pay me $200 a contract, less theta, less this. I'd make like $90 a contract or $80 if I don't get completely flushed. There is no shot in hell I'm playing that. What's the other one? There was one more earnings that I liked that I wanted to look at. Snapchat. This guy. I mean, holy shit, this guy could go crazy. So Snap, we're booming here. Another 166%. It's only $10. I mean, in all honesty, if you think this is going to be, it should probably be just shares. Options are trash. Let's look at the Snapchat web traffic. Excuse me. Where is it? Oh, right here. If we go to Snapchat web traffic views, drum rolls please. This also does mobile downloads, so it won't just be their website. For anybody thinking it's just nobody goes to their website, massive increase. Over the last 3 months, they have ran up 32% in web traffic views. with a bounce rate of 40%, and they're up globally right now. So I don't know what Snapchat's doing internally. Maybe they're increasing their ad spend. It doesn't look like it. It doesn't look like it at all, actually. I can't believe that Facebook is still the #1 social media platform. That shit is trash. But yeah, 134%. So maybe this thing could explode. You know, this could go up to like 30, 40%. So $13 a contract here would be about 25. Theta's about 4, so 20, 80, 60 bucks. About $30. Maybe about, nah, I'm gonna stay away from that. So no earnings from me tonight. Sorry for all the rants, but it just doesn't look good to me, and I'm not gonna waste my time on it. I'm not gonna waste money. I'm just gonna throw it away. This is a fucking crazy print. This guy, boom, taken off. I do have the 410 max gain. I feel like we could probably get up there. I'm gonna be patient, and I would probably take some puts up there. But wow, these calls went from 280 to 820. I was gonna try to dabble in around 400 a piece here, but I got a little scared. Facebook is where you go to get your daily dose of conspiracies, and you get a little catch up on your small hometown. That's very how do I say this? Toothless. I'm from a very small town, and you can see a bunch of toothless people from my hometown just fighting each other about how their kids slap their other kids, or like how Trump is the best, and you know, like how their tractor like is faster than their other tractor. It gets pretty wild over there. So if you ever need any entertainment, I'll send you some Facebook posts from people in my hometown. It's pretty good. It's really good, actually. Oh yeah, Facebook is a place people love to give their opinions that no one cares about. Yeah, it's honestly just pure comedy. Sometimes I just go on there to laugh. That's like rural America, right there. It's like the people. I'm from Pennsylvania, and it is the shittiest state of all time. Sorry, Deck, but it is awful, especially when my neighbors are the Amish people, and that just kind of goes to show you how in the cut I am. I didn't have any neighbors. I had a raccoon as a pet growing up. Life has been weird. And then I moved to New York City and trade stocks. It doesn't really make any sense. But Facebook, regardless, one of the best entertainment sources there is out there. One of the funniest things I've ever heard on Facebook was two guys from my hometown were fighting, and they said, instead of like let's meet up or like I'll see you after school, this is how country it gets. They go, I'll meet you in the middle of the woods. We'll turn the truck lights on. If you're down for a duel or something like that. Something so crazy with it. Instead of fighting like in a regular place, they want to meet up in the woods. Oh, dude, the place is pure comedy. Okay. We're getting a little bit of a pullback on the SPY calls here. Could probably push this up even further. Feels like 409 isn't the bottom yet. Jasper versus Billy Bob. Oh yeah. I'm trying to even know. I can't even think of any good names from my hometown. Draven. Draven is a good one. Everyone kind of looks the same too, so I don't know if that tells you anything. We're probably all related. But we got to get this pullback a little bit here. I want to see a little bit more. I see with this bullish breakout here on the S&P 500, I'm going to probably see a nice little pullback and then maybe take some call side. I do see a 410 break here. I had a biased opinion of being, low of the day, but clearly that flipped. I wasn't on that side. I didn't get stopped or anything, so I'm grateful of that. I really think that we could just probably push up towards this 410. So I'm at this 4100s. I might try 4105 just to get them a little bit cheaper down here. I think on the pullback we can get them under 300 and push us above 800. It would be dope. So let's see what we can get going on here. Let's get a little pullback to 408 this high. We'll use the high of the day as support. 408.58. I'll look for the bounce around that level. Got to be careful of this guy right here. 409. I got to get rid of this. There's too many lines. Getting rid of the red there. Here's the uptrend still from earlier. I'm probably just going to dismantle that and play the price action here. So I'm going to look a little bit further. I was up 500 on SPX puts and lost it on the turnaround. Then I was up over 400 on calls and just lost them. Now up 85 on the day. I'm a horrible scalper. Mafia, I feel you, man, because the SPX is one of the hardest things to trade. You have to be in and out regardless. As soon as you're in the profit, make sure. My kid almost chose Lehigh University in Bethlehem, PA. Felt like we were in a yokel town. Dude. Oh, man. Lehigh is not as bad as like where I'm from. If you look at Pennsylvania, this is like Pittsburgh. Or no. This is Philly. This is Pittsburgh. This is Erie. I'm like here, like in the middle of the Allegheny National Forest, where like cousins are marrying each other. It's sick. It's dope. But there's people that are like born in the crick. You know, it's terrible. But Lehigh is not as bad because it's not too far away. But if you're in the middle of the state, that's when it gets pretty brutal. Lehigh's actually not too bad. I actually was gonna go play basketball in college. I ended up playing for like 30 seconds, and then I transferred and said it was too much. I played my whole life, and I kind of just fell out of love with the game. And I was gonna try to walk on at Lehigh, and good thing I did not, because that place is everything I don't want. But what were we talking about? Oh yeah, Mafia, scalping. Do make sure that when you are scalping the SPX, you are in and you are out, and it is not good to hold on for levels. I know when you draw levels, you want them, but you have to look at premium prices. You literally have to. So 350s down here, when you can see a massive sell-off and a massive spike, look at the volume as well. It's not just trading the charts. You have to get in and out of things. And similar to what Deck does is he buys calls on massive rundowns because that's how you scalp the SPX. You don't play trends. You don't play breakouts. You literally have to scalp it by getting in, and then that next move, if you want some like pure winners, I could buy one right here at 370, set my stop loss at 330, and then if it goes my way, I pull my stop loss up to 370, break even, so there's no risk. So once it starts going my way and it gets up to 420, 440, 450, I drag it right below it. So any pullback will stop me out, because on chop days like this, unless you're catching a massive run up like this, you are going to get stopped very often, because this move will pull you back. I mean, look at this. It ran up to 600 a piece, and it just lost $240 in one tick. So got to be very, very careful. Look at the senator they elected in PA. Quasimodo has nothing on him. I don't know anything about politics. I stay away from that shit. It's all garbage. It makes everybody hate each other. But I think that this has some more downside to come. Oh, it's giving me this little printed top again. I still have to figure out what these mean, to be honest. I don't really know too much about them, but so far they've been right. I like them. I don't know what they mean yet. That's another support line here. Not sure how I feel about this just yet. I do kind of like this 370. Pros with SPX options. Fast percent, yes. Yes, I got stopped both ways. At least my stops kept from going to the red. Boom. That's all you can ask for. Sometimes you catch them big. The one thing that I'm trying to figure out on the SPX, and I've been trading for a long time, and there's one thing that I wish was better. So when I have a stop, I can't just sell the market or join the ask right away. I have to cancel, then join, which takes a lot of time. You know, if there was one way that I could just drag it up to a limit sell, that would be sick. When the market chops, I hate myself. Sometimes I think of this is what I do for a living. There's people out there saving the world and making clean energy, and I watch things go up and down, and I click a button. I also don't own a marketing agency, so it's not too bad, but sometimes I'm like, how the hell does this make us money? People used to be coal miners and farmers, and we click buttons. I'm grateful, but damn. When I spoke with a person at Thinkorswim, they said Active Trader wasn't designed for options. They weren't much help either. Thinkorswim is they're kind of pissing me off lately. I will say that I was about to leave them entirely. We help add liquidity to the markets for sure. But I will say that this platform, I was gonna leave it after that. I don't know if anybody saw that a couple weeks ago when I was trying to sell and I ended up losing. I think it was like $1,000 or something like that. And I called and I was fully expecting them because they say it every time. Anytime that they lag on their platform, they do not refund the trade or wash the trade at all for me. Even though I stream everything, I record everything, if I give them evidence, they don't give a shit. So I gave them a call, and for once, they gave me the full refund back. So it ended up being a good day. That's the only reason I'm still with them. But I was on my last straw. I think that they could tell that I was about to take all my money out, and somebody pushed for me, so that's good. I mean, I have a lot of money in Thinkorswim, and I have a couple accounts. One's a swing trading account, one's this day trading account for now. I have 2 day trading accounts right now until I figure out the speed for streaming on YouTube and everything else. But I have a long portfolio on there as well. So all my brokerages are literally Thinkorswim, and then I have crypto on Coinbase and Robinhood. So obviously with my own personal wallet, I transfer them out. But I was up like 55%, could not close my position at all, and they could have cared less. Did you call? If you called them and you told them what was happening, they refunded me that day. They usually never do, but they did that day. And I think it's because I threatened that I was going to take all my money out and go somewhere else. I don't really know where I would have went, but I probably would have stayed with Thinkorswim regardless, but I think it scared them enough. They told me to sad for you, been with them for 2 years. I think you just got to kind of have to preface it by saying I'm like really disappointed in you, like a small kid. Like if you catch him like doing drugs for the first time, you don't want to just yell at him because they'll just keep rebelling. You gotta be like, I'm just disappointed, and then don't say anything else. And then I think they start to feel bad. It's probably not gonna work for anybody, but it's worth a try. All right, we're getting a little bit of a pullback here. We're not getting as much strength for this reversal. If this starts to go red, I might hop in on some puts down here at 408.50s-ish. But it's also chop. So I think I'm probably just going to bury myself. I'm going to get stopped regardless. I might just play one and keep a stop loss of like $30. I'm only up $75 on this, but I don't want to keep the stream boring for you guys. I want to just do something. I want to do something crazy. I'm moving today. This is the last day I'm in this place. It's going to be an awful day moving everything, but guess what? We hired people, so I won't be lifting a finger. Tesla, kind of looking good up there to that 158 level. Bitcoin's kind of on a run too. Loving this Ethereum push. I think it's so damn volatile, it's nuts. But Meta's just been chopping. I would stay away from that until tomorrow. Amazon has earnings after the bell. Watch for this to continue upwards. Every earning so far has been great. Ooh, I wanted to look at Spotify. Sorry, I'm all over the place right now, but just thinking out loud. Flat ass. Looks like my ex. All right, so let's look. 140. It did sell off. I knew it was going to sell off. $69 from 145 all the way down. I think a lot of things are trying to reach a top of the day. I wanted to see 410 on the SPY before I saw that top, but I don't know. I was looking for the sell-off before this massive pump, so I think that this might have just like stuck it up here. At this point, I think it's probably just going to continue up towards that 410 mark. I have another one up there. Looks pretty good to me. So I might take some calls, potentially 41.10s maybe. It's at 4,100 kind of. I don't know. I think this is going to be choppy. I feel like if I get in on anything, I have to be in and out right away. So I should probably wait for a bigger candlestick. I think it's probably just ass. I've been loving the breakouts lately. This one was a really good one right here. You can see this moving like a mile away. But once you got this and a pullback, it didn't yet hit that 302 from its 2 day ago pre-market high, which is right here. And then boom, took it, ran with it. That's what made me most of my money in the other account today. A couple racks up over there, but so far pretty flat on the smaller account. Only up 75 bucks. Trying to get it to like 300, 400, 500 potentially if we can get one good trade. But so far, not seeing much other than the SPY continuing upside. But it could chop you. Probably not worth the time. Would be a nice little run of like 150 a piece though. Can't wait to see you stream after you get your cable. I don't know what to do about that, honestly. I'm not the best with like, people are telling me to buy like a RAM computer or whatever the fuck that means. I don't really know. I don't know like all the tech stuff. But I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna go to Best Buy. I'm gonna rent one of those guys in the purple. Geek Squad. I'm gonna rent one of those guys. I'm gonna put him in my car. I'm gonna bring him back, and he's gonna do everything for me. Perfect. And then I'm gonna tie him up, and I'm gonna leave him in there forever. I'll feed him once in a while, and then anytime anything goes wrong, he'll be right here with me. ES options, got to look into it. They don't have any theta decay. If you have a margin account over 25K, I would definitely look into futures. I've been trying to get more into it, but I don't know. I've kind of got the option game like in a chokehold, so I'm more of a scalper, so it's a lot easier for me to be like, oh, theta decay is awful. But I mean, I don't really hold on to things very long like a lot of people do. I just pay a shit ton of money in commissions and go about my life. Tesla has had a really great move. NVIDIA, I think I need to shed some light on NVIDIA. This thing might be one of the hardest stocks to trade. But if you are on the right side of this thing, it is a freight train. You bought puts at any point for 40 minutes, you're making money. At any point. In the middle of the day, you're just screwed. And anytime you think it's going to reverse, like this is a nice reversal candle, right back down. And then we start spiking back up. VWAP rejection. I don't know. This thing is just all over the place. I hate it, but SPY's starting to cook up a little bit. Damn, I wish I would have got some of these down here. I think we're going to that high of the day break. I'm probably going to stay away for now. I'm not going to trade anything until I see this 410 test, honestly. I could take the upside. I don't believe in the upside right now, but I am going to do 409.81 alert. It's going to be set for me. And that's kind of all I have right now. I don't want to just throw stuff at the wall. Oh, wait. Damn. To 110. Guys, if you look at this right now, what do you think? Tell me. Tell someone, I'm not saying another word until somebody tells me what they think about Google. Not another word. about to dump. Cup. Bearish, guys. We're on different sides of the spectrum right now. So I'm looking at this 110, right? I'm looking at this 110 spike from earnings. And I don't know if it's going to show on the daily. And it won't. But look at how much resistance we have at this 109 level. And then that 110 is where it got rejected on the daily. There is so much strength in this right now. Ridiculous. 103 to 107. This thing could be a monster of a play on any given pullback, right? You might be bearish for the short term here. It isn't an uptrend. It might break down a little bit right here. But let it consolidate. And I would not be surprised to see this thing at 109. That's a $1.50 move on a Google. That is a lot of money. Could go to 109, 36 to 71. The in the monies are 120. So even these like $60 contracts of 108 could be 80, 90, maybe even $100 a piece. Could make you about 200%. Maybe even 100%. 100% at the minimum, in my opinion. So I'm going to watch these. These went to 70. I'm going to buy 10 at 55. Get a little bit of a pullback. I'd like to see that pullback first. Now that it looks a little bearish, it's starting to die off a little bit. But I have 10 contracts resting at 55, and I'll probably end up buying another 10 at like maybe 45. I'm just going to sit there with that 55 average right there. A little pullback there would be massive. I think that this has so much space up. 10 contracts up to 130 here from 55 would be about $800. Would be pretty nice. I'm looking at Google calls. Drew. This would be pretty cool. That's at 80. I could probably buy like 30 of these, to be honest. We buy 50 contracts. It looks a little slow. I don't know if I believe in Google to push that much this late in the day. Especially with the SPY struggling that 409 level. I still think it gets above 409, but Google would be pretty cool. Swole Granny. It's a hell of a name. Morning is good. Had a great morning on Microsoft in my larger account. Only up about $75 in this streaming account. But I'm looking for a good play for you guys. So far, I'm looking at Google right now. I think that the market has room to pull back a little bit. I think we're getting that sell-off a little bit right now in Google. I have 10 contracts just resting at 55 entry, which would be pretty cool. And then up to the high of the day, I see this 109, and then this 110 is my favorite. So I'll look at this 110 price right here from 110.02 2 days ago after their earnings report. I think we're getting some pretty bullish signs right now. And then the daily chart, obviously, is a massive, massive run up. So I wouldn't even be surprised to see this 109, to be honest. I don't want to miss the bounce. Could be a 107.40, and the bid is at 64. It'd be about a $90 difference. Guess it's not that big of a deal, but let's dabble into like guess like 3 of them. Let's get like 3 at 63 and keep the 10 at like 55. Just in case. I know it's not going to be a lot of money by only 3, but I don't want to buy $90 ahead. It feels like this is going to break out, right? This is going to be a very, very patient trade, guys. I got rid of those 3. I'm going to try very hard to hold on to these 10 contracts without that bouncing. 10 contracts at 55. I don't know if it's going to fill me, though. It's trying to get down there, but I don't know if it has it in it. Maybe I can get some at 62. That would only be a $70 difference. It's not that big of a deal. I'm layering my my position entry right now. Hopefully it lets me in. I don't want to catch a sell-off, but I feel like the market has room up to 410, and these have room up to that 110, which would push these crazy. What would keep you from buying the put till it gets to that level? What put? The SPY? All right, I grabbed 3 at 62. I have 7 more filled up right here, so my average will be around probably 59 or 60. Probably 59 at that point, and then my stop probably would be like, I don't know, maybe $150, like 45. See what happens. Little baby gains, only up 75 bucks. How cute is that? Some patient trades later on in the day. I'm looking at the SPY now. I feel like the SPY has this 410 level, right? 409.81 is my alert. I would look for puts at that 410 from previous. I see this. This is the pullback to bounce up. And Google, I think so too. Got to be careful with things like this though, because they die out pretty quick. Be pretty upset if I only had 3 contracts as it reversed. I think that we could get one more little red candle here before it goes sideways for a little bit. Come on, baby. Let's give Phil on the other 10 here and then let it rock for a while. Patience is a virtue, so they say. I don't even know what virtue is, but it sounds important. Awesome moves on SPY today. Yeah, I agree. I haven't really caught any of the SPX, to be honest. I think I caught 1 move. I missed the call side bounce. I got scared of it. I really want 10 of these. That'll only be like a $600 trade, but this is a smaller account, so I'm trying to be as smart as possible. Microsoft, I think, topped out. I would probably stay away from that. Meta, just chopping. I would stay far, far away from this. Look at this trend line, though. Looks like it just broke out of it. Could start to fall its way down, which is a good thing. We want this to slowly fade off a little bit tonight, like 236, 234, open up around that 235 tomorrow. maybe 237, and then we could catch that easy $5 run up to break this high. That's usually what happens. That's what happened today on Microsoft as well. So just be careful holding on to anything. Do I only have 3 contracts in this? Should I just buy a bunch more? I don't even know what I'm trading right now. Google. I think Google has that all-day slow chop look to its eye. I'm going to let this ride. I want a lot more, kind of. It didn't fill me on my perfect fill, but be careful of this 410 mark on the SPY, though. Holy shit. Oh, yeah. It's going to 410. I'm going to hold Microsoft, and I'm going to get rid of it for a little bit on the down there. SPX has a tomorrow expiration, so it doesn't even matter. I'm going to go 410. I'm going to try to catch some of this bullish action. $41.15. Damn, these things cooked. Cooked. Rat bastards. All right, 41.15s. I'm going in on a little scalp here for the upside. These were just, what, 330? I'm going to wait for them to pull back down to like 260-ish. Give me like a little red. Just a little bit more of a pullback below 409.50. Nah. I'm going in right now. Just one contract. I feel like this could push up to 400. Got to keep in mind this is a smaller account. So just be careful of that. 290, I'll set my stop loss at like 35-ish maybe. Maybe I'll get a second one here. I don't want this to be the printed top. I still think we have about 50 cents up, or at least 30 cents. 30 cents up would be pushing this to about 400 a piece. Oh, it got me, little bastard. I tried to stop that out. I'm lagging so hard, guys. It's so hard for me to trade on this. It's so hard. I'm going to set my stop loss at 50 probably. So I'd lose $80 on the trade and be flat on the day. Damn, that hurts, man. I really wish it wasn't this hard for me to trade, or else I would be buying 10 contracts, but you guys can see how laggy it is. It's really tough. But I do see this volume push right now. I'm looking for this 409.50 retest. I have a target of 409.80. I don't think that I'll make a lot of money off this just because of how slow it's moving, but could be a good opportunity for a nice little push up. I would stop myself out like down $100. Should be this 240 mark. We're watching the time and sales like a hawk. It doesn't really, there's just not enough movement. This is why I hate trading the SPX in the middle of the day like this. It's pretty tough. I was looking for just like one move up. Not seeing too much. But let's see what can happen here. It'd be nice to get this last little spurt. We usually see one spurt off of these breakouts like this. But Theta's getting to it right now, as you can see. I'm going to set my stop loss at 240. It stops me, it stops me. If it breaks out, that's cool. I want to check Google real quick, see where she's at. It didn't fill me on the other ones so far, so it must be doing something all right. Yeah, this 15 minutes probably going to that 108. This is going to stop me out. I wish I can't even like move my mouse. This is so hard to stream. I gotta get something. I'm about to be flat on the day, or down like $30 if this doesn't turn around. I got Google though. Google could do something for me, but I can't even like. Usually I'm in and out and things are like real fast, real time, but it's tough. It's tough for these types of trades. I was looking for a push up, but I get stopped out right here. So I'll be flat on this small ass account, but I'm gonna try to get a good trade for you at some point. I think Google might be my best bet. I can't scalp the SPX when it's lagging like this. I can't even tell. Like the orders are coming in slow too, so it's hard for me to read. Dink. We'll be down. Oh, we're up $9 on the day in this small ass account. Google up 25. That's pretty cool. Only on 3, 28, 15% on Google. SPX, I really wanted to scalp it, but I can't even see the orders. So I got my stop set at 240. If it stops me, then it stops me. I'd like to see a little bit run up towards this 410. That's my initial reversal point. But I think that I'm probably going to get stopped out of this, but that's all right. It's only 2 contracts. I can't risk more than 2 contracts trading on this laggy ass thing. I'm going to act like I'm not mad, but I'm pissed. Fuck. Sorry, guys. It would be a lot easier for me to do this if it wasn't so fucking laggy. And now it's going to go on me. I can't even move the mouse, man. This is crazy. Google's doing its thing. I didn't even get filled on those extra 7 orders, which sucks. Wow, this is so bad. All right, guys, I'm sorry. I don't know why this is like this. I'm going to go buy an Ethernet cable or something. Like that just took forever to pull up too. So I'm just going to take my Google gains here, the smallest shit, but if you're trading Google, I think that it's going to go towards that 110. It's at 72. So I'm up about $10 a contract. I only have 3. So I'm going to try to get out of them right here. If it even fills me, I don't even think it will. All right, it did. All right, so I'm flat on the day. I'm up $3. $3. If anybody wants a McDouble, let me know. But I can't stream when it's like this. It's just not worth putting money at risk, especially if it's like 10 contracts. I can't put $3,000 at risk if I can't read the tape. And then, of course, this is starting to push up on me. I'm actually going to take this one last time. If it lags for me, it's my own fault. But I have a weird feeling it's going to push up real quick. I'm going to put a little bit of size behind it, so don't get mad at me. I'm going to put 5 contracts at 275 here. My stop loss will be about 125. It'll be about 250 right here if I can get it. Jesus Christ. It didn't even fill me. Look at how bad I'm lagging. Whew, okay, 5 contracts did not fill. 275, I'm going to get rid of it. It's not even canceling in time. All right, well, I can kind of talk through it if you guys have any interest, but my goal here was to take some calls at this level right here. Honestly, good thing it stopped me out because it's starting to reverse a little bit. Couldn't even see the orders come through. But Google is smacking away. I had to get out of it because I can't see anything. So Google right here, pushing up, great dip buy. Looks like it's going to that 110. If you guys have patience, I think that it's going to hit that 109 level. I think that's going to be a great trade. And then also the 110 level as well. So I think that there's a lot of room, lots of room to go. This is rejecting that high of the day. I still think it's going to go to 409, but Just be careful. Any pullback, honestly, at this point, is probably a really great point. 409.47 as the daily 9 EMA. Just broke below that then. If that's what you have it at. I'm going to try to buy this dip a little bit. It just won't let me in. I want to provide as much value trading for you guys as I can, but it's pretty tough when it's going sideways on me and just lagging in and out. But as of right now, I'm looking at the 41.15s SPX calls run up. I know this is kind of printing a little bit of a top here. I might pull this down to limit at like 215. If it can push down just like a little bit, 215 bucks. I do feel like it's going to tap this 410 resistance, this 409.81 for me, and then it could reverse to the downside. That was my initial plan all along, but there's so many strong stocks today. Meta, Tesla, Amazon, Google, Apple, and when that happens, the market goes. So I'm just following everything I possibly can right now. Seeing a little bit of pullback here, a little bit of weakness. Maybe it'll end up filling me on these. Just got that uptrend test. Try to get one. I don't know where the other one just went. I hope you guys can see it. I'm struggling over here. This is pretty bad. The Google play, though, I'm telling you guys, I can't hold on to that right now. But if you get into that, if you're in that from the original price, you're chilling. I think it's going up to that. We have resistance at 108.40-ish. If you can get above 108, this thing's cooking. But is the stream bad? Like, can you guys hear me? Why is it this laggy? I don't know. No excuses. I'm missing out on this SPY play. I'm missing out on Google as well. Looks like Google's going to run up to that 110 level. But here we go. $3 on the day in the small account right here. Pretty crazy. I'll end up doing better, but I think I might have to do it offline, off the stream. I can tell you what I'm going to take in the chat, but damn, that's rough. Must be my internet. I will fix that. I promise. But as of right now, nothing's happening. I'm going to hop off. I'm not going to risk my money when it's just going sideways. This is a smaller account anyways. Once I can get the actual internet connection, I'll be able to do a lot better. Got trapped in SPX a couple times. But other than that, watch for Google going to 109. Other than that, hit me up if you have any questions. I will signal if I trade anything in this chat off the stream because it has been pretty brutal. Pretty brutal. I don't know what this is. Alerts talk. Interesting. All right. Well, that's all I got for now. I'm sorry it wasn't a better stream. One of these days it'll work for me. But the SPY, I tried to pick up at 225. I think it's going to go up to this 409.80 mark. And as you can see, it's already cooking a little bit. But very slowly. So I'm going to hop off. I'm going to try to trade off of this so I can actually see some real-time order flow. And then I will be back on, probably for Power Hour if I can move in quickly enough. I didn't realize it was already 12:16. But all right, guys, wish me luck on this move. Love you all so much. Let me know if you need anything.